It was 4 in the morning, I was exhausted, but there was no backing out. My new friend from the hostel had a plan. 3 hikes, 1 day, no excuses. Sometimes you don't get a second shot at a place like this and you just gotta push through, just to see something you might never see again. This is Chapada dos Veadeiros Part 2. It was a dark, quiet ride to the trailhead that morning. For some reason, I'd assumed this hike wouldn't be too bad, so I left my brand new headlamp behind. Rookie mistake. Turns out it was nearly an hour of steep climbs and rocky terrain in total darkness. So there I was, lighting the path with my iPhone, sweating through my windbreaker with only one hand free to balance myself. This was the only hike in Chapada with a deadline. Miss the sunrise and you miss the whole point of the hike. Luckily, we made it to this insane wooden platform just in time. Apparently it took months just to carry in the materials to build this thing. It's basically in the middle of nowhere. It was worth every second of the 4 a.m. misery, and even though I got these shots, I wasn't too worried about filming. I was just there and watching. As the sun rose, DAVI sparked up what had to be his second or third joint of the day. Now, with Pink Floyd echoing from someone's speaker, he walked us through the day's plan.
Saindo daqui, vamos à Cachoeira do Segredo, dos atrativos mais visitados na Chapada dos Veadeiros hoje em dia. E partindo de lá, finalizar com chave de ouro, cartão postal, Vale da Lua. Lugar incrível, vocês não perdem por esperar.
We eventually made our way to the actual Mirante da Janela, or window lookout, named after the massive rock framing a distant waterfall on one side and the rising sun on the other.
Man, what a place this is. I wasn't too excited today about waking up at 3:30 a.m., but I'm glad I did because we came to a place here where it's like a window of rocks and you can see this beautiful waterfall in the distance perfectly and take some awesome pictures. And we saw the sunrise there, so it was pretty special.
By now the sun was out and the wind was dying down. The hike back was brutal and steep though, so when we finally reached the rock pool, no one hesitated. I myself stripped down to my underwear and jumped in. The water was cold, but exactly what I needed. Next up, Cachoeira do Segredo, the secret waterfall. First, we had a short, easy hike which felt like a massive relief after the sunrise odyssey. This was more like it. Tropical plants, warm air, and after a few puffs from DAVI's magic cigarette, the colors were popping like a painting. Then came another rock pool break, which I never take for granted. The trail was packed, way more people than I'd seen that whole trip. But we pushed through the crowd to reach the secret waterfall itself. A thunderous 120-meter drop blasting cold mist straight into your face. We navigated the jagged rocks just to get that perfect shot. Not gonna lie, with so many people around, it lost a bit of that hidden gem magic. So places like this do feel a little more touristy. Still, once you stand there, staring up at all that raw power, you get exactly why it's so famous. By then, I was practically falling asleep in the car between stops, until a big plate of food and a cold beer kicked my energy back into gear. Rain or shine, we were headed to the last stop of the day, the otherworldly Vale da Lua. We ended the day at Vale da Lua, or Moon Valley, and it's not hard to see where the name comes from. The rock formations are smooth and strange, shaped by years of water carving its way through. It's equal parts loud and peaceful. We didn't linger long, just enough time for a quick swim and that satisfying feeling of having really earned the day. Then it was back to the car, super tired and ready to pass out. On my last day, I finally got to sleep in a bit. The plan was simple: check out one of Chapada's most famous waterfalls, Cataratas dos Couros. Since we didn't have a car, Danubia and I decided to try some hitchhiking.
Quanto tempo você acha que vai levar? acho que uns 15 minutos.
15 minutos?
15 minutos.
Tá, eu vou falar que talvez até antes, hein?
15 minutes in, we were already thinking of backup plans, but then finally a car pulled over, and not only were the couple super chill, they had a massive dog in the back seat that made the whole ride way more fun. It was the first time the trip didn't feel like a race. No checklist, no rushing, just going with the flow. These waterfalls are seriously epic. All lined up with perfect little pools in between. You just pick your spot and let time slow down for a bit. After hanging out for a while, we followed that trail downstream to see where the water goes and found something even more intense. A massive drop, way louder, way more powerful. We couldn't resist getting close.
You can literally come in and soak your feet here and feel the wrath of this huge, massive waterfall. I can barely see the screen because there's mist all over my face. You can see the mist blowing away here. Woo!
And standing there, soaked and half shouting over the sound of the water, I was reminded that the world still has places where nature wins, where you're not the main character. Chapada dos Veadeiros kicked my ass, but it also reminded me why I do this. To feel small, to feel alive, and to let strangers drag me somewhere I didn't even know I needed to be. After years of traveling the world, it also felt like a reconnection with nature, with people, and with my own country. I don't know if I'll ever be back to Chapada, but I'm glad I didn't wait for a second chance. At the end of the day, at least I can say I crossed Chapada dos Veadeiros off my travel bucket list. But after days of chasing waterfalls and pushing my limits, I was ready to slow down. About 800 kilometers away from Chapada, my friends were waiting for me on their organic farm. A place where life moves with the rhythm of the land. Just good people, fresh food, and a chance to understand what it really means to live off-grid. So just click on the video that's on your screen and I'll take you through that experience. I'll see you right over there in 3, 2, 1...